What's up and welcome back to this full guide on hot versus cold showers. In this video I'll cover everything that comes to mind when you think hot and cold showers. So I'll split this video into 5 sections. Firstly we got the pros and cons of hot showers. Then we got the pros and cons of cold showers. Then we got which one is better and when. And 2 bonus courses. One on how you can stay consistent in cold showers and one about cold plunges. So let's start. But wait, before we start, let me talk about my Discord for 10 seconds. This is a gym Discord you can join completely free and I'll help you accelerate your gym progress. Let's start. So first things first, hot showers, pros and cons. So the first things first that come to mind when you think hot showers is that they're more satisfying. But the thing is, this could be seen both as a pro and as a con if you don't want them to be satisfying because you want to train your discipline, for instance. So let's start with all the pros. So all the pros and the cons of both I'll mention in this video are backed up by science. So the first one is that it can relax your muscles. And this is why I personally sometimes take them after a workout, especially if I have bad joints, because it can help relax your muscles and it can help you if you have a bad joint. The second one is that it can help you relax and fall asleep faster. And this is why it can be nice to take a hot shower before you're going to bed, because then you'll feel more relaxed. So essentially the opposite to taking a cold shower before you're about to go to sleep where you might feel energized, they'll actually calm you down and chill you out, which means maybe you can fall asleep faster. The third one is that they can be used as a form for relaxing pause. So for instance, me personally, I often take them after a long work day, so I can really go in and I can just relax and stop thinking about work. So this can be a really nice form for relaxing after a long day. The fourth one is that it can boost your mood. And this is actually because showering hot can actually release endorphins, which makes you happier. So it's not just because you feel like it, it's because it can actually release happy hormones, making you feel better. But obviously there's a backside of the medal as well. Let's look at all the cons. So there's the obvious one that's more expensive, it'll use more water and energy and so on and so forth. But those are pretty obvious, so I'm not gonna go in depth with them obviously. So the first one is that it can cause dry skin, and this is because they wash oil and stuff off of your body, which can be actually good to have, because these oils, they keep you healthy. So if you shower, especially if you shower hot too often, this can actually be pretty bad. Another interesting one not a lot of people talk about is that a lot of heat exposure from, for instance, saunas, hot tubs or hot showers can reduce male fertility. And so essentially, in general, the cons of taking hot showers are all of the health complications they come with. So let's quickly look at the cold showers, pros and cons. So here you can say the opposite of hot showers. They're uncomfortable, which can be seen as a pro or a con depending on how you look at it. But yeah, here are the pros. For one, it wakes you up, and this is because it increases the blood flow, which gives you energy. And this is a really nice benefit that you can have before you begin working in the morning. Especially if you're one of those guys who wake up really early to work, then showering cold can be great for getting your body and brain ready for it. And then this one obviously also comes with a bunch of health benefits, such as it increases your immunity, etc. and many other health benefits. But the best pro, my favorite pro, is that it increases your discipline. So showering cold every single day, even though you don't feel like it, can increase you in discipline a lot, and it can be a really great way to start the day. So essentially this is because it'll increase the baseline dopamine for the day. So when you start by doing something uncomfortable, small things throughout the day will feel better. And I think the main pros for showering cold are the mental benefits, such as this one. But obviously there's some cons to this one as well. So there is a few health cons, such as they can cause dryness, itchiness or increase your blood flow. But essentially the main con is literally just that you'll be cold. Which one is better and when? So essentially, in general, cold showers will be better. So essentially, if it's right when you wake up, you should definitely take the cold shower. If it's later in the evening, you might prioritize a hot shower, because otherwise you might not be able to fall asleep. Although after the gym, sometimes taking a hot shower can make sense, because taking a cold shower, especially if it's for a long time, it's very cold, it can decrease your hypertrophy, but this is not really that much if it's just a shower. Although if you're taking a hot shower before going to bed, it'll make more sense to take somewhat of a lukewarm shower so it's not too hot, because that'll be bad for you. Whereas the lukewarm one, it won't be as bad. Bonus 1. How to get consistent in cold showers. The best way to get consistent in anything is to start small. So essentially this means you don't start by taking a cold shower for like 5 minutes and then you'll never do it again. But instead you start by taking just a few seconds of a cold shower every single day, just to get used to it. And the place where a lot of people go wrong is that they take the hot shower, do everything they normally do, then they turn the water down to cold and take a cold shower. But instead, if you want to do a hot shower, you should take first the cold shower, the few second cold shower, then you can turn the water over to hot, because then you get discipline effects of suddenly getting cold water down on you. Whereas the other one, it'll be gradually colder and colder, so that's not as good. Then you can use a habit tracker if you really want to make sure you stay consistent, and then you can just track every single day you take a cold shower. That way you can see the progress and you can see that you're achieving actual results. And the second bonus course, cold plunges. So the difference is that in a cold shower, water just falls down on you, when in a cold plunge you're completely submerged in cold water. So this is different, and this comes with even greater health benefits. So for instance, it's a lot quicker and way more intense than a cold shower, and the thing is that it hits the whole body at once. Whereas a cold shower, it just hits part of your body at once. Another benefit is that it works quicker and more efficient. And this is especially because it's colder, especially if you put something like ice in it and make an ice bath. And so essentially this means that you get the health benefits way faster than a cold shower. It'll often be used as a really great form for recovery for instance athletes. And also it can potentially increase your testosterone by a lot. And essentially it can also maybe increase your testosterone by a lot. And this is especially if you do it right before working out actually. So essentially one overweight guy in the 50s did this, and his testosterone went from being 700 nanogram per deciliter, which is already very high, to be 1180 nanograms per deciliter, which is way higher than average. And it was even so high that he was actually accused by his doctor of taking steroids. But you need to be careful though, because taking cold plunges can be risky because it's so sudden and so cold. So cold showers are easy to get because it's just turning your water down to cold, but cold plunges are a little bit harder because not everybody got a cold plunge. So if you want a cold shower completely free, well, then you need to watch this video to learn how you can build it yourself. And that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you.